Hi, it's Mobile Max in West Hollywood, and it's Wednesday night, October 29, 2025. Watching the Dodgers game, unfortunately, it doesn't look as though the Dodgers are going to win. It's the 8th inning, they're down 5-1, and they don't look good. They made errors in the outfield and wild pitches, but it's not all their fault. I guess Major League Baseball was going to show the Dodgers who was the boss, because that home plate umpire made many calls only for the Toronto Blue Jays and the Toronto Blue Jays pitcher. I mean, the Toronto Blue Jays pitcher was pitching a great game. I don't think he needed much help, but he got it. Usually umpires will either call the low strike or they'll either call the high strike. In other words, if you're calling the low strike, a ball that barely misses the strike zone low, they'll call a strike, but not for the high. Now, if they choose the high strike, same thing. They call the high strike when it barely misses the strike zone, but not the low strike. Well, this umpire in this game tonight in Dodger Stadium was giving the Toronto Blue Jays both the low strike and the high strike. Huge strike zone, and this guy was pitching great on top of it. In addition to that, there were other calls that were very questionable, like the check swing. There was a ball 4 where the Blue Jays hitter put his ball across the plate and still got a ball, because that's the difference between a strike and just a check swing. If your barrel of your bat goes across the plate, that's considered a swing. On the other hand, a Dodger player definitely checked his swing before it went across the plate, and he got a strike. So there was many calls, and you know, when that happens, that takes the wind out of a club. In any professional sport, emotions are an important factor in winning the game. When you have good high emotions, you try harder. The Dodgers looked flat and deflated, and I think a lot of the reason for that is they were getting the short end of the stick on the umpire calls. So whoever this umpire was calling balls and strikes in tonight's game against Dodgers and the Toronto Blue Jays was cheating the Dodgers. Maybe on purpose. I don't know. Maybe it was gambling. I have no idea. Oh, by the way, no on Proposition 50. How about you Latinos? You think the Democrats are for you? Well, I know you like your internal combustion car. Reliable and not so expensive to drive. Well, you stick and support these Democrats, and you'll be driving an electric car pretty soon in the future. Democrats chasing out the oil refineries. The price of gas is going to go way up. Oh, and your daughter and son going to school. Democrats believe in DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion. That means teaching homosexuality in the schools as though it's a normal thing. Normal people are homosexuals, they're okay. LGBTQ is alright by them. So unless you want your son to be dressing in women's clothes or your daughter to be what they call a bull dyke, I'd advise voting no on Proposition 50. You think the Democrats are for you, but you're not going to even be able to have a job because they're chasing all the businesses out of the state. 500 major companies have left the state during these Democrats. No on 50. These Democrats are big giant liars. 2008 and 2010, under Arnold Schwarzenegger, the populace voted for an independent council to draw congressional districts. Now, why this is important is because naturally a lot of Democrats and Republicans live in the same location. So if you can bundle all the Republican votes in one congressional district, you can ensure that the Republicans win. And vice versa, if you can bundle all the Democrats in one a voting district, you can make sure the Democrats win. Contrary, if you don't want the Republicans to win and the Democrats don't, they can split up these districts where there's a lot of the other parties' constituents, break them up so they don't have a big majority and they lose. And that's what the Democrats want to do. They want to take it away from the independent commission, both Democrats, Republicans, and independent commission. They want to take it away from the independent committee, and they want to give it to the Democratic legislators so they can gerrymander Republicans out of their seats and give it all to the Democrats. They're crooked. And it's like, do this to stop Trump. Well, how about California? What about stopping you Democrats in California? Stop the goddamn communist Democrats in California. No on 50. Bye.